Russia no longer seems to be primarily occupied by trying to sway European or Eurasian countries to their side. They now have their eyes set on bigger fish. They've bolstered their ties with North Korea, Iran and China, even formed a bilateral security pact with North Korea ever since, or in the years that they have been fighting within Ukraine, the war that is still ongoing and is still taking quite a toll on Russia's armed forces. Nevertheless, what we're seeing now is bolstering partnerships between these four countries, militarily, economically and politically, but also their urge and ambition to further expand. Already we've seen numerous countries outside their sphere, countries that for a very long time have been quite skeptical regarding China and Russia, countries such as India, who now appear to be more willing to follow their whim and eventually, perhaps at one point in time, even integrate themselves into a security alliance similar to the one NATO currently has. Obviously, this stands as a very dire threat towards Western security in general. For a very long time, Western security doctrine has emphasized solitary threats, more or less, right? The threats of Russia's aggression, especially aimed towards Eastern Europe. Obviously, the global terrorist threat was a threat that was more intricate and required NATO to expand their partnerships more on a global level. But it never really institutionalized itself within these global partnerships. More or less, the alliance, the partner states that allied themselves with NATO were more or less limited towards the transatlantic and in particularly Europe or those countries north of the Tropic Cancer, as is written within the Washington Treaty of 1949, by the way. However, now we're seeing that China and Russia do not limit themselves to those exact parameters. They're seeking to expand the SCO, not just regionally, but globally, luring in actors and parties from not just Southeast Asia, but the Middle East as well, Africa, and even Latin America. So what that means is that the SCO seeks to form an alliance that can outmaneuver NATO on a global scale.